friends, this is Dave FX Hunter here with another Forex market preview for the following week, Monday 18th till the Friday 22nd June. So let's start with the news. We're gonna have a pretty busy week. There will be Draghi speaking 3 times. He will be speaking on the Monday, then he speaks again on the Tuesday, and again he will be speaking on the Wednesday. I don't know what he wants to talk about, but probably he's got a lot to speak about. Then we will have a lot of speeches, so there will be as well from the Australia. The law will be speaking. There is something like a central bank boss. There will be as well the Kuroda speaking from the Bank of Japan. Fed Chair Powell will be speaking as well. There will be, and that's it for the speeches. So pretty a lot of the speeches from the central banks as well. Here I can see the Carney, and what is as well very important for the Swiss franc. There will be another central bank meeting, and for the pound this will be very important. So basically, if we make it simple, so we will have a pretty busy week for the pound, definitely for the Swiss franc. This could bring the volatility, and as well the dollar, yen, and the euro. So yeah, so all main currencies will be pretty busy. So let's see how it will be played. So last week what we saw, we had the central bank, the European Central Bank, which pretty smashed the euro to the bottom again, and the pound was a bit punished. So let's see if it means something with the confluence with these things which we are expecting. So maybe the market makers are just moving the price lower before they move it higher. Who knows? So let's check the charts, what we can see here. So let's start as usual with the dollar index. What do we see here is that the dollar index made on the weekly chart this nice engulfing candle, and on the daily chart what happened here is that I was expecting this this market breakdown. However, this demand zone was holding, so the price actually came back to this supply, which is from these previous zones which are still holding, and it made higher highs. So basically the trend line should be like this. So this is the trend line on the daily. Actually, I'm sorry, it's supposed to be like this one, like this, and so this is the daily. But on the weekly as well, if we look, we have a high and higher high. However, this is not the base, so it should be like the valley drop base valley, which is not here, so I keep it like that. On the 4 hours we can see that the nice demand zone was created and market is moving higher now. So for me at the moment, the scenario, what could happen here, actually I'm still expecting this drop lower, where the market makers could add more positions and move higher. But it's not probably happening now from this level, but we still don't have the higher highs than here. So for what could happen now is potentially the price could drop. It can happen, or it can come up to test this weekly demand supply zone and then drop lower from here. How deep it will drop, I don't know, because we have pretty positive data for the dollar. And what does the says the COT report? So we can see that the market makers are adding the long positions, and they added as well a little bit shorts. However, they even with these changes their exposure is rising, so they are now like 54% for the longs against the average of the 50%. So I think that they want to go up, definitely. Let's see if they will give a chance to come back and enter the market again. Let's see what's gonna happen in the following week. Looking to the gold, gold just dropped from this accumulation, which I was a bit expecting, and as well I was expecting that it might first visit this level on the daily. However, it didn't happen, so we are dropping straight away to this weekly demand zone, which is in the confluence with this what we saw on the dollar index, that on the dollar index they must finish to their weekly supply zone, and then the dollar could be weakening, and in this dollar index, in this gold, it means the same movement. Actually, if that happened on the dollar, this could happen on the gold. So for now, in this moment, where is the price action? It's nothing too much interesting for me, because what do we see here? We see on the 4 hours chart that we just removed this demand zone by creating this supply zone. So what the price could do now, it could go up for the retest and then lower, or lower then higher. However, I said to myself, I will not be interested to do anything till we get into this higher odds levels. If we look into the COT report, we can see that the market makers, they added some longs and they closed some shorts, so they even more on the long side when the price is dropping lower. From my past experiences, I know that they can go like 80%, and then they start to take profits. But so what do we see here now? So we are just 71% now, and we're dropping lower. So but the thing is, another thing which is now a little bit tricky with these COT reports and watching it now. Actually, all these COT reports, they are reported on the Tuesday. So we have data for the Tuesday, which was released on the Friday. So we had the FOMC on the Wednesday. So this data is representing the data before the Tuesday. So we actually don't know what happened after the FOMC and after these days, which was pretty big movement. So we must wait till the next week when the data could tell us a little bit more. I think this is the part of the tricky game of the market makers. However, we don't have a data, we have just the charts now, and as I said, price could go anywhere, so I don't trade this gold at the moment. Aussie, on the weekly chart, we have this broken weekly chart, and we have this supply zone which was tested, and the price dropped as I expected, and I posted in my Telegram channel. However, I didn't take the trade because I was expecting the weak dollar, and but the Aussie is even the weaker. So what happened here is now that we have this this weekly supply zone in the control, and the market is dropping lower. So what I will be watching now, I will be looking if this zone will hold, or if not. If it will be removed, I will be looking to take a short from the price higher. On the 4 hours chart, we have this nice zone for the potential short if the price comes there. As I said, on the COT report, why I thought that the dollar the Aussie will be the weakest one, because look at this, we saw the massive numbers in the shorts held by banks, and last week they closed some positions, they closed pretty massive positions of the shorts. However, they closed pretty big longs, we can see as well. So still the net positions are very weak, actually even negative, and I believe that we could see potentially the deeper penetration to this weekly monthly nested demand zone, and it could potentially go even lower if the dollar will be strengthening. So let's see what's gonna happen with this one. Euro USD. So what was happening here? We had this downtrend where the market reaction on this demand zone, which breaks through the 2 years accumulation zone, and it breaks through that, And what happened then, we had this nice demand zone created, which I was expecting might to hold and be supportive to for the move higher. But what happened is that the market makers actually, after this ECB, they dropped price lower again. So why that happened is probably because a lot of people who took the longs here, they probably had the stop losses here, so they went down for the liquidity, and now we still holding on this important zone. Yes, it's a bit momentum shift, and if the price will go in the future higher, we will potentially see some consolidation and then move to higher. If the price breaks through this level, then I will not be thinking about anything, and I will wait if this price is broken for the momentum shift up, and then for the breakover from this supply zone. On the 4 hours we had this small uptrend, and it's broken now, so actually we are in the consolidation, and at this moment here is nothing to trade. You can you can speculate that the price will come up here, but don't take any trades for some big with the big targets yet, or maybe just to take a trade, close partially here, move the stop loss before the entry. Yeah, but the thing is that as the next following 3 days there will be ECB, this crazy Draghi will be speaking. So I don't know what to expect from that, so I will stay off for the moment. What do we see here? And again, I repeat, this is the data which was reported on the Tuesday, so we don't know what happened with the ECB here. So we see that they closed just a little bit longs, and as well they closed just a bit short. So this week actually data can't tell us anything interesting and anything what should give us more clue what is happening on the market. We see that there is almost no volume, so this movement could be just a market manipulation, because always when we have a trend and we have a starting the uptrend, we can see that there is a first bullish impulse, and then the market makers moving price lower to even the buy for the better price, and then when is the higher high created, we have the uptrend confirmed like this, and we can continue higher. Next one is the pound. Pound is very similar as the euro. We had this drop, break, and then again breaking through this momentum, and the price is now sitting on this level, which is a pretty strong one. We can see as well here on the weekly chart that it's holding the price pretty well, and this is the level where the market makers last time they added 15k longs in the previous market structure. So similar situation, we are between one supply zone, which if it will be removed, then I will be interested to take a long, and we are below above this demand zone. So what the price could potentially do now is nothing very interesting, and this week will be very important for us what's gonna happen. So as I said, the price could be, what the fuck is this? Okay, so as I said, the price could be just going like this, and we will have this Carney speaking, so it could go up or either low. I don't know, I'm not gonna take any trade at the moment. Just quickly to check the COT data. So what we will see? We will see potentially that if I check the COT data, what do we see here is that the banks, they closed some longs, and as well they closed some shorts, so they actually offloaded the positions. However, this is, as I said, this is the data for the Tuesday. So this is if we check that, we can see that here is the Friday, Thursday, Wednesday for this candle represent in this zone happened this last week. So hard to say what they're gonna do, what happened and what they're gonna do now. So now is very risky to trade on this pair. Next one is the kiwi. Kiwi is beautiful to trade because everything is supporting for the price moving higher. Last time when I saw that actually the market make a new high, higher low and higher high, I could draw the trend line and I have this nice demand zone for the potential longs. So I just set up the trade, and what is happening now, I was a bit worried that the market is still not coming back to my price to pick me up. However, it already happened, so I'm filled in and I'm ready to hold it all the way up. Let's see what's gonna happen around this area, but the market structure on the weekly and on the daily looks pretty clear, which is nice. And as well, if we look to the COT data, we can see that the market makers are still adding the longs while they on the other side closing the shorts. So there is a lot of positive for me and the things to believe that it will go up. So let's see if I'm right or not. Next one is dollar Canadian dollar. We can see that we've been in this wedge below the monthly trend line and the weekly uptrend line, and daily we have as well the uptrend. And what happened, I was expecting the price going in this wedge and the break. However, it happened more quickly than I expected, so we now can see the break of the trend line and coming into this supply zone, which created this sell down. So the price was sold down, and now we are retesting here. I still believe that these bears which created this sell down will protect their positions again, and now we will be retesting here. So let's see. As well, we are in this daily supply zone and on the 4 hours. So potentially we could see some definitely at least the pauses or the breaker of the price, which could be consolidating or maybe retesting this demand zone before we continue up. So for the moment there could be some aggressive shorts could be taken. However, let's see and wait for the confirmations. I would not short so blindly at this moment. If I look to the COT data for the Canadian dollar, what I see is that we can see that the market makers, as well as on the every other pairs, they just offloading the positions. This happened everywhere because this was before the FOMC. So we saw that they offloaded positions. So what is actually what could happen? I wanted to speak about it a little bit later, but what we can see is that the market makers, they offloaded their positions. Then actually there was the FOMC and the dollar started strengthening, and then it was weakening. So they probably let the retail traders to trade to move the price a bit, so they stayed off because they didn't have any positions. And then they tricked everyone the next day on the ECB. So actually the news, which is the FOMC, which should be affecting the dollar, they waited one day later to the euro ECB meeting, and then they strengthened the dollar. So I believe a lot of people was surprised, and I must say that I was surprised as well a bit. So I closed some losses on my personal account because I said to myself, this is too much risk. I don't know what's gonna be happening. I saw what news we're gonna have next week, so I said no, I will not risk this. So I closed the part of my some partial loss, which is still good because in the monthly average I'm still in the profit, and it's better sometimes to leave the game when you don't understand what is going on. So it's better not to try to fight with them. So meanwhile we are looking to the USD JPY. So what do we see here on the weekly? We can see that we have monthly downtrend and the weekly downtrend, and this trend line is still holding the price lower. On the weekly we have this broken downtrend, and we are retesting this supply zone which broke this uptrend. Sorry, it's uptrend, not the downtrend. So what I could expect if the dollar weakness will come to the game, so we could potentially see the drop, and or might we could see that the price will break higher, create a new supply zone, demand zone, and then continue higher. But so as I said, for this moment, not any clear situation for me. So I will wait and I will stay off. So, and what I see here, let's check with the data. We can see that the market makers, they did almost the same thing on the everything. So we can see that the last week before the FOMC, they closed some longs and they added some shorts. They added pretty big shorts, I must say. However, in this, what happened here, they added shorts, but they closed longs. But let's check this one. We are now more exposure for the short. So, and while we've been going up, so let's see what's gonna happen. This gives me clue that they want to manipulate price down, and with the dollar weakness, this is what I still wait for, and I need this to be confirmed on the other markets as well to see that I will take this short lower. Now we are looking to the Swiss franc. Swiss franc is a little bit it's copying the dollar index. So what do we see here? That we have this monthly trend line which was broken by this supply zone. As well, we have this weekly trend line which was broken, and we still have here this 3 month, 6 month trend line and this nice supply zone, which I believe that they could be tested before the proper longs happened higher. And what happened here, similar as with every other pairs, they just offloaded positions, and now we see what is happening on the charts. So as I said, we are now in the supply zone which we are retesting, and potentially we could see drop lower or we could see the break. So this is the question, what's gonna be next week. And we have a Central Bank of Switzerland meeting, so I will not take any risk. I will better stay off because the market offers much better opportunities than on the majors at the moment, and we will check them now. So this is the Aussie CAT. Aussie CAT is on the monthly downtrend, weekly broken uptrend, and retesting the supply zone. And we have the very weak Aussie, and the CAT is now potentially, as we saw, it broke through the trend line on the monthly USD CAT. So as I said, it could potentially go lower because the Aussie is weak and the CAT will be retracing. So we potentially could see the drop from this weekly supply zone. And on the daily we have something which is holding the price higher. So how it could all happen is that we might make this retest and then the break. So let's see. This is the Aussie yen. We have a daily uptrend. However, in the weekly we are in the downtrend, and we have 6 months supply in the control. So the market is pushed by this force down. So what I see now that we are dropping, and we have this weak Aussie, and I expect the strong yen. So potentially if we retrace higher, then we could potentially see more drops lower. So for the moment, if the market is going higher, I will be looking for the shorts. Aussie Kiwi, we have this nice daily uptrend which was broken here, and now is the price breaking lower to heading to this daily demand zone where we potentially could see some obstacles where the price move higher before it drops lower. And as I expect the weaker Kiwi and the strong Aussie, I still believe in this trade. And when we come into this 4 hours demand zone, we will potentially see some bounce because it's nested with this daily. So as I said, this could potentially happen, but overall long term I am definitely with the bears. Now we are looking to the Euro Aussie, and what do we see here? We have this weekly trend line which was broken and now will be potentially retested. We can see that the daily downtrend is broken, and actually not clearly broken. We can see this consolidation around this trend line and retested this supply zone. So it's hard to say what's gonna happen now. Price could consolidate and retest this trend line and move higher into this zone, which is the same one as this one, and from here we could see potentially drops. However, both currencies are very weak now, so not any higher also for the trading. If you don't have a trade already for the long, it's late to enter again. This is the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, and we can see that on the daily chart we had this broken trend line which was retested, then the consolidation and the break lower with this nice institutional supply zone. So what I actually have, I entered with my signal channel with my traders. We entered short here, and then we entered another short here. Actually, basically, if I show you, we was when the price was going up, we've been following the price with the sell stop, and then when it hits this supply zone, we entered once, and then we entered another trade here. So we have like two trades at the moment which we expecting to come into our take profits which are here. So for this moment, if the price retrace into the supply zone, then potentially it's good to take a trade here. EuroCAD, this is something interesting what is happening here on the weekly, because we can see that the price breaks through this weekly and monthly trend line. However, it's still consolidating around, and now we have this weekly again, this pin bar closed above this trend line, and on the daily chart we can see this break of this trend, creating new supply demand zone, move higher, testing this supply zone, retest, and potentially we could break higher, but it depends what's gonna happen with the euro next week, because the Canadian dollar, we saw that it breaks through the trend line, so it's a weak Canadian dollar breaking through the monthly trend line, which is the big achievement. And let's see what's gonna happen here. Potentially it could go higher, however let's see, because it's not a clear scenario here on the 4 hours. What I want to see is at least the removal of the supply zone, so I will have the new higher high, and then I have this formation, and I could draw the trend line and potentially be looking from this zone to enter the markets and the trades. So for now, if you don't have a trade already, it's a bit late to enter the game, and you must wait for the confirmation. This is the euro pound. Here is not much happening. We are still going the sideways many days, so more than 2 months. Actually, if we are looking to the weekly, this is nothing what you want to trade. However, I still believe that the pound will be stronger than the euro, and we will potentially see this drop. Let's see when it's gonna happen or not. But this is not a nice chart to trade. There is better charts. This is the euro yen, and we have the weekly downtrend. Price is now retesting around this daily trend line, and on the 4 hours we have nicely broken this trend, and it was the potential to take a trade. However, there should be just some short-term target like this one. So euro could potentially drop here, which is on the daily somewhere here. Because what do I see, and I learned some lesson that I will not ever take the trades from this no man lands. I will better wait if the price come back into the supply zone, which was just a couple pips here. So if it comes there, I will be interested taking the shorts, because it's gonna be something like this here. This zone still could hold, and then I will be taking the shorts. However, be careful, because on the monthly we are still in the uptrend. So where could be when this short will work? So the first target, first TP should be on this trend line, where we will potentially see some more movements, and with the weekly euro and the strong yen we could potentially see more drops, but I would definitely lock the profit when the price gets here. Euro Kiwi, very similar boring chart, nothing happening. However, we are now getting the lower low, so I could draw the trend line, and potentially from this supply zone we could see the drop lower. So let's see. This is the pound Aussie. This trade is, I actually have a trade in my signal group. We entered here and we are going up into this demand zone. It's amazing trade. We have around 500-600 pips already on this trade, and I'm slowly getting ready to close part of the position here. Then I will be waiting what's gonna happen with the rest. If the price will continue higher, I will be more than happy to take a profit on that. However, it still could happen that we could see this drop lower into this trend line. We are still in the monthly uptrend, which is giving the power to that, but this zone wasn't the strong one, so it could be just a correction before the more deeper lower fall. So let's see. This trade is very good one. It's one of our best trade in this month already. This is the pound cat, very similar situation as on the pound Aussie. We have the weekly broken downtrend by this supply zone, and the price is now retracing. However, I'm already in the trade, and I'm expecting the price to come in to this weekly supply zone. And if price comes here, which is this zone, I will be interested in the short. Now we have the longs. We have actually 3 trades here. We had 3 trades, and we closed one on here with the 200 profit, and on these another 2 trades we have another 400 together. So, and there is another 400. So this week, next week, and this one, so we will be closing more than 3,000 pips. This is very good trades on this pound. As well, we have another trade on the pound Kiwi. This is Kiwi yen. So what do we have here? We have this nice weekly trend line which was broken here, and we have created lower lows. So new trend line we have here, and when this new downtrend on the weekly and the downtrend on the daily, but similar as I said, the price is consolidating now around this trend line. So this is not strong signal for me to take a short. I will wait till the price come higher to these levels, and here I want to take a short. So even on the 4 hours it's broken the downtrend, uptrend, and we are consolidating around the supply zone, and we have some potential drop. It's just some movings, you know, so I will not be interested to take the shorts anywhere else than around these 1489 area. What the price is doing here, I don't care. When it comes here, I want to short. Yes, this is the pound kiwi. As I said, we have a trade. We have a pretty amazing entry because we took a trade. We took a trade for the bounce from this daily demand zone. And what happened then was that we've been actually pricing higher, and I locked the stop loss, so we get the stop loss on the break even, and the next day I entered again. So we actually entered the price with this best entry. If you check, so we actually entered the price here on the low on this pin bar candle. We have entry here, and this is our profit. So we are now something like 130 pips in the profit, and I believe this still could go higher somewhere in this supply zone, which is nested around this one. So this is where the price is heading, and I will be closing the part of the profit here. So at the moment, if you don't have a trade, might if the price would come into the point of control, which is actually something like, let me add this which will show us the point of control. Yeah, so if the price retraces back to the point of control, then you can take a long, but if you didn't enter here, you must have a stop loss. Like if you have an entry here and you put your stop loss here, you have a bigger risk. We have entered here, and this is our stop loss, so we have a small risk with the big potential, like 1 to 5 trade. On this chart, I don't have the weekly drawings because the trading view pissed me off again. I don't know why it's happening. Time to time my drawings disappear from some windows, so I have to be redrawing it again, and I already complained about it, and they still say that they're working on it, and yeah, it's a bit annoying for me, and I'm trying to save my charts by publishing them. So if you actually want to see my drawings or you want to check the levels with yours, you can just follow me on the TradingView, and there is actually almost everything what I'm doing here, or in my Telegram channel, which I want to all of you invite to join me, and I'm posting there all my analysis and everything what I'm talking here about, so you can see that the action daily and the more deep analysis. And it's actually everything from me, and I wish you happy trading, and be careful because, as I said, there will be a lot of speeches next week with this Carney, Draghi, Kuroda, Powell's, Lowe's, and for the Swiss franc. So yeah, and the next week there is not so much news, the next week after the following week. So I think they will want to make a lot of money this week. It's gonna be busy week, and yeah. So be careful, trade wisely, manage your risk always. Join me in the Telegram channel, follow me on the YouTube, and bye bye friends, bye.